In this video, we are going to learn how to make a unshielded Cat6 connection. What we're going to need is obviously a Cat6 cable. We're going to need a Cat6 crimper, some Cat6 ends. We need some snips. Always need a tech driver. And then we have a Cat6 testing tool. To start off with, all we're gonna do is we're gonna need our snips in the cable. You're gonna take the end and you're just gonna score the end. Put the snips on the jacket of the cabling and just rotate it. It makes a small indentation. Put your finger behind it and bend it back. It'll break and that won't harm the copper conductors inside here. You spread out your conductors, all your twisted pairs, untwist them. There is two standards for a networking cable. There's 568A and 568B. 568B is what you're going to do 99.9% of the time with AV work. First, you want to put the cabling in order. It goes white, orange, orange, and then white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. On 568A, the orange pairs and the green pairs are switched, but we're not going to get into that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna straighten out all the wires together so that they're all flat, right? I wanna get all the wires in line and flat together. The ends don't really matter too much, but we're trying to make it look like that, basically. Okay, so then you're gonna snip the ends off in a straight line, right? And then now we have something that kind of looks like this. Okay, you're gonna take the end. Anytime you have one of these ends, because they're mass produced and it kind of slips by you if you're not paying attention, always make sure that all 8 teeth are on the actual connector. So basically you just want to make sure that all 8 of these teeth are there. So just save you some time, just a quick glance, make sure you've got 8 teeth on the connector. So now we're going to look back and verify. We have white, orange, orange, white, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. We're going to take our connector and we're going to put it in. It'll have little channels for all those connections. And it will slide up, there you go. And you'll notice on the connector right here, this spot is where the crimper is gonna squeeze onto the cable. You don't want the conductor so long that when you crimp the cabling, it pushes down into the actual conductors. You want it to look something like this. So now, obviously this is not going to work because we have a pass-through connector and we have the wiring sticking out the top. So I just line this up like this and trim it off. And now you have something that looks like that. I pull it back slowly to make sure that our conductors are not coming through the top. The pass-through Cat6s are supposed to be able to put it in here, squeeze it, and it cuts all that off for you. I've seen randomly where the conductors stick out the end of this termination and cause you problems. So just to bypass that and make sure that you're not creating a problem that you need to troubleshoot later, it's easier for me to just cut the ends off and pull the cabling back and then terminate the cable like that. Right now, that's ready to be terminated. You'll also notice that if you look at the side of it here, you'll also notice that this indentation is gonna go into the jacket, which is what we're trying to do. We're not trying to terminate where this indentation is going to squeeze on the conductors. That's very important. So now all you're gonna do is you're gonna put this in to the 4 pair. You're gonna pull it back and make sure that nothing's gonna come out that end, and you just terminate. Check your work, take a look at it, and it'll kind of make more sense now that is pushed down into the jacket. All the cables all the conductors are laying flat, and that's a good terminated end, 568B. So now I'll just terminate the other end real quick. When we speed run this one. You've terminated both ends now, so really it doesn't matter how good it looks, it only matters if it passes. So what you do is you use a cable tester, and we got a pass. So basically that just tests all 4 twisted pairs. So we know the cabling is good, this is good for data transfer. After testing it, the only thing that you really need to make sure is that it's labeled appropriately, just so that the next person who comes in after you knows where it's going and what it's for. Now you have a functional, unshielded Cat5 cable. Is there anything else about that you think needs to happen? Like, that's done.